So it is Monday afternoon. It's about 1 o'clock, and I decided I'll pick up the camera and just do a little vlog, I guess. For supper tonight, I got some bologna. I know it's not healthy, but I'm just using up what I got in my freezer. So I come across that, and Riley said he wants some bologna and mashed potatoes for supper. So that's what I'm going to do. I already peeled the potatoes back there, and I peeled some carrots, and so that's all ready to go because I got to go pick them up at around 4. And then this morning I was cleaning out the deep freezes, and if you guys watch my videos a couple months back, I ended up getting a really good deal on celery. I think they were like 77 cents a stalk or something like that. So I ended up buying a whole case of them, and I dehydrated a bunch of it, and I just did a bunch of stuff. I don't know if I'll try to find the video and link it in the description if I can, if I remember, but anyways, one of the things that I did was kind of cut some up. Some of them, it's starting to unthaw right now there, but some of them are just celery, and then other bags were like stir-fry bags. So I'm just going through, and I'm going to eyeball it and make a cream of celery soup, I guess, and it'll go back into the freezer. But just because they're kind of starting to get freezer burn and stuff like that, so. But the deep freezers are cleaned out. I got rid of what we weren't going to eat or haven't been eating, or what was like really, really bad. I had a lot of frost and stuff on it. I just chucked it out the side of the side door. The wild animals come and eat that, so. So basically I just got some butter in there. I'm going to melt that and get my vegetables soft. Some of them have onions, there's a little bit of broccoli. That doesn't really matter. I don't really have a recipe. I'm just going to wing it and hope for the best. I'm going to continue going through these and just make up what I can. And I'll be back in a little bit when I'm doing something different, and I don't know, I'll kind of show you the process, I guess. So, I will be back. Alright, so I don't know, I got a lot of celery. I emptied the container. I have a pan here that's got some, and it's not even turned on, so I'm not going to get anywhere quick that way. So I put it in my my roast pan, and I'm just gonna cook it down. There's a couple green beans, there's a little bit of broccoli, there's onions, but it's mostly celery. Just gonna let that cook down until it's not frozen and it's nice and soft, and then might as well just add this. Go big or go home, right? There, so I'm gonna cook that down, and I don't know, you gotta add like chicken stock and flour and all that stuff, and then I have a like hand mixer. Usually you can put it in the blender, but I don't feel like taking out my blender, so I'm just gonna get my hand mixer later on and mix it all together. That's how I do my spaghetti sauce, and it comes out good. So so yeah, I'm gonna let that do its thing, and I will be back. So this is pretty well cooked down, unfroze, whatever. I just added a little bit of salt. I'm gonna put some pepper later on. I have I think there's like 8 tablespoons of flour. I'm gonna just add that into this and cook it up a little bit. And then, I don't know, 6 to 8 cups of broth. I'm gonna see how much I'll need, and I'll let you guys know. And then I'm just gonna basically let that cook for a little, I don't know, maybe half an hour. And then I'll blend it all together, and I'm gonna have to add some milk, I believe. So, I've made this before. I'm just trying to think of how I made it. Anyways, I'll get her figured out. So, I'll be back when I add the flour. and my broth. Oh no, I'm going to add the flour and then I'll add the broth after the flour cooks off a little bit. I'm just going to stir that up. It's hard to do with one hand, but I'll be back in 2 minutes whenever it cooks down a little bit. Alright, so it doesn't look all that appetizing right now. I was going to show you guys when the flour was cooking, but it's kind of, you don't have very much time to screw around after you get the flour in, so I just kind of said screw it. I ended up adding my broth. I think I added about 7 cups. I was measuring it, but it's about 7 cups, but it's hard to say because I don't know exactly how much celery I had to even write a recipe for you guys, so I just figured I would bring you guys along while I was making it. And if you guys feel like making some, then have at her. But yeah, it's like almost like a gravy like. So this is going to cook down for about, I don't know, 25 minutes to a half an hour. And then I'll add about a cup of milk. You can add heavy cream, but I don't have any, so I'm just going to use milk. And then once that's done, I'll bring out my food handheld processor thing and blend it all up and make it into some soup, a cream soup. So I'll be back in a half an hour. Okay, so it's been about half an hour. I'm going to add my cup of milk. See if that's enough. Should be. Alright, so this is my little handheld blender. I'm going to get it plugged in and let it do its magic. So there, it's all blended up. It's a little bit, like, I don't know, there's no big chunks, it's just kind of lumpy, but it's all good. I added a ton more salt just because I like stuff salty and it wasn't salty enough for me, so I'm going to let it cool down and I'll portion it out, and some of it will go into the freezer and some of it I'll just leave in the fridge and have that, I don't know, throughout the day and not tomorrow or whatever. Like I said, I don't have a recipe for it. I just kind of threw things together and hoped for the best, so it turned out alright. Yeah. So that is my cream of celery soup, and that way there, the celery's not in the freezer just getting freezer burned anymore. And I didn't throw it out, so I made use of it, which is another good thing. Alright, thanks for watching.